And welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 21, Fyter Fest and the Great American Bash sort of preview, because it's things that are coming up. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Simon. How are you today?
Yeah, doing all right. It's been a pretty average week. Well, not an average week. Average week in terms of in-ring action. Obviously, outside of the ring, there's everything going on in the
Yeah,
world.
well, so basically, a lot of WWE personnel have contracted COVID, um, which
More
in
than what
turn,
we're letting on.
yeah, well, so a couple of people already came out, and so either Renee Young, Caleb, was it Caleb Braxton or was Charlie? I think it was
Caleb
Caleb
Braxton's had
Braxton,
it twice.
Adam Pearce, um, Jamie Noble are all the people who've actually come out and tweeted on their own accounts saying thingy. But apparently, yeah, there's a lot more people wearing masks in the crowd for once.
Yeah, they had them on for a bit of Raw, but then Rick Buggs just had his hanging from his chin at
Yeah,
one
some
point.
people had
Apparently,
it on, some people didn't have it on. It was very mix and
I mean,
match.
yeah. Have you seen all the stuff about Loki?
Well, everyone knew he was a prick, didn't they?
yeah. Loki anti-mask propaganda.
Yeah, this is Loki being a knob, to put it politely. I'm trying to think what else has happened.
There's been more speaking out stuff,
More speaking out,
mostly
which is
in
great.
America.
Yeah,
Um, apart from that, I think
nothing
that's
really
about
big.
it.
We've
No,
just it's actually
the,
quite
the,
quite a
the
week.
Undertaker retired.
Yeah, the Undertaker retired, so that was funny. So we're doing football podcast, and Josh Lau and the rest of the country chat about the Undertaker retirement. Nope, because it practically was announced because we do it so early. We found out right after the podcast, so
All right.
it'll cover.
We'll come
Well,
on to SmackDown, but
yeah,
he
we'll
ain't
come to
retired.
that. No. But we might as well start straight away with AEW Dynamite. The show opened up with the Big Boy Lumberjack match, Mr. Mayhem Wardlow with MJF versus Luchasaurus with his little Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy. Good matches, really. So I managed to live watch the this opening match and a couple of little other stuff, and um, it was really good. Like the big spots, nothing amazing really happened in the ring. It was just the typical babyface heel side. Wardlow gets thrown to the babyface side. The babyface don't attack him. Luchasaurus goes to heel. He gets attacked. It's the typical um, lumberjack match thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
reckon these two are capable of a lot more.
yes,
Probably not
Wardlow.
with the lumberjack
No.
stipulation.
So Wardlow hits the F10 for the win. Um, I'm sorry, I was reading comments. Comments said, "How are yous?" I'm good, thank you. Very earlier than
Yeah,
usual, but
all right.
good. So MJF distracts Ring knocks Wardlow, low blow, and then the F10, and then it just went to a melee outside. They ended up climbing sort of on top of the stage. All the wrestlers are below. Brandon Cutler gets thrown off. I think of Brandon Cutler. Then Wardlow gets thrown off, and then Luchasaurus just throws himself off. But a nice little segment. Um, Everyone started brawling, carry on, and Tony Khan, well, through Jimmy Ross, announced to be MJF and Wardlow versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus um, at Fighter Fest. Didn't say which day, I'm guessing it's day one. Yeah,
Fighter Fest is stacked. I
it is.
haven't really looked at the card, to be honest. I'm just going to sort of see
Load
what
up.
happens on the days, but I know it's got 11 matches because I listened to the AW podcast with Tony Khan.
I need to. I haven't really watched it.
They're quite good, especially the ones with Tony Khan are like an EVP.
But
Um,
overall, there's 11
so
matches announced.
yeah, it was an alright start to Dynamite, and maybe not. I know everyone's been tested, but maybe not the smartest move to have everyone pile on each other in a lumberjack match.
No, especially after it was revealed that QT Marshall, luckily QT Marshall weren't there, but then obviously Moxley could have got it by proxy.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't.
surely Mox versus Cage isn't happening.
No, apparently, because Mox has a test and he's come back negative. So I'm
Oh.
pretty confident he's gone. as soon as he got his test, I'm guessing he went to Jacksonville, filmed the matches or filmed something or stayed there. Because I know Renee Young put some out on Twitter saying, "I just want to hug my husband" or something.
It's all right then.
So I think
What if
I
it's
think
tested
that
positive?
still, think it's still
Positive,
going ahead.
negative. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they haven't said anything about cancelling it. I was just presuming by the 14-day rule or whatever. But if it's going
yeah,
ahead, it'd been a bit unfortunate if it had just plunged Fyter Fest into
yeah.
sort of
You're
mayhem.
still gonna have some good matches. I think regardless if it doesn't go ahead. But yeah, then we had Hikaru Shida versus Red Velvet. Shida sort of gets distracted by Penelope Ford outside the ring. She gets into the ring for the match. Hits Velvet with a running knee and Falcon Arrow within 10 seconds, and then just immediately, what I liked is instead of like holding up the victory, then running out, immediately goes to attack Penelope Ford. They have a bit of another brawl. Easy, building up hype to Fyter Fest.
Yeah, it was quick, wasn't it? But
Yeah,
I guess
it did what it needed to do.
served its purpose. Yeah.
Then we had highlights from the Fyter Fest press conference for the American, not for the American, but the TNT belt. Cody had a bunch of people with him. I think if I can remember, there was Brandy, there was Dustin, there was Ali, there
There was
was
Ali, which I found quite funny. Continuity.
Ali, there was, and then there was two other people. Back at Anne as well. How did I forget about Anne?
There were a couple of folk I didn't recognise.
I think there were two that I couldn't really recognise, but Cody does his typical promo. Hager was nowhere to be found, and then all of a sudden Hager and his wife just stroll in. Hager just doesn't look like he wants to do it. Goes, "Are you ready?" The guy takes a picture. Hager walks away. His wife throws water at Cody. End the segment. Pretty not boring, but it proves that Hager just wants to wrestle. He doesn't really care about doing all the promotion, whereas Cody is this all-American. He'll do everything for the belt and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? It was just I don't know. It kind of felt there was no atmosphere or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not quite sure how they were meant to generate it, but
I like that they brought in proper
yeah.
journalists.
Yeah, well, they said here's someone from Pro Wrestling Insider, Illustrated, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
also, and then they went here's another journalist from PWI, and it's like, aren't they the same company?
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't pick up on that myself. Obviously, I wasn't paying that much attention.
Nah, and then we did have tag team match after this, Mr. Brody Lee and Colt Cabana versus Bad Boy Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. I've just realised I'm looking at the thing. Nearly every wrestler has got something in front of the name of this match. So it's the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, Boom Boom Colt Cabana, the Bad Boy Joey Janela, and the Concrete Rose Sonny Kiss. Just be called the real name. You don't need all this.
I don't know. They're quite good at that at Dynamite. Just at Dynamite. I think a bit more like I don't know. Although I'm not keen on the Bad Boy as a nickname.
But that's what he's at here.
I don't get Joey Janela in general.
It's
I
just
don't
a
get
bad
Joey
boy.
Janela.
It's a bad boy. This match was all about Brody trying to impress Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana just trying to see what he can do, obviously with the invitation from the Dark Order.
Yeah.
And then Brody just hit Janela with a lariat, and then Cabana jumped on for the pin, which sort of made sense. I quite like this. Sort of like Brody Lee doing it, and then Colt Cabana like, well, I'm glad I could get something off this. It just furthers the storyline.
Yeah, it was all right. Have they got SCU at Fyter Fest?
Hold up, I've got it loaded up here.
So I'm guessing, I'm quite sure they do, and like, that'll be when Colt makes the decision as to whether to sign or reject.
Yeah, SCU. Yeah.
Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
maybe Anna Jail get involved. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Wait, it's Uno and Grayson versus SCU.
No, it's Colt Cabana and Brody Lee and Stu Grayson. No, either.
Oh, right. Oh, Uno. Oh.
No. After the match, Lance Archer attacked Sonny Kiss. Janelle went to defend his partner and jumped to steel chair. I shrugged it off, and then Janela dropped Janela the big boots. So we're getting another Lance Archer sort of squash match, but at least it's against a known name on the roster now. Obviously, coming off the loss against Cody, you need him to sort of start building up wins again. And Joey Janela is that first person.
Yeah, I didn't expect Joey Janela to be this far down the card, but I guess you can't have everyone at the top.
No. After this, we had FTR versus SCU. FTR beat SCU, sort of quite a decent match. It wasn't your typical flipping match with these two guys, but which were good because it fits into FTR's sort of gimmick of no flips, no fists is what it is.
It went really. Did it go through like 2 commercial breaks?
Yeah,
adverts.
It went very long.
I don't find FTR interesting, and that's awful. I really like the post-match angle because it had Lucha Bros and Butcher and the Blade, who were just great, especially because of the teaming.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to seeing them take the pin, but
yeah, I think it'll be a very good match. Because I mean, I think with the FTR we're gonna remember it's the Revival and the Young Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Bros. Like, it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
Then we got a hype package for the tag team title match. Brian Cage versus John Cruz, again, another squash match. And it's just Cage looking strong. Brody Lee segment behind talk about going against SCU at Fyter Fest. Then you have Big Swole come through Britt Baker. Britt Baker was in the plexiglass thing. I don't even know. It's plexiglass. Like, which remember when Michael Cole was doing commentary from his own box? It was like that. And then Big Swole climbed into Baker called Big Swole trash, so Big Swole climbed on top of it, poured trash into her plexiglass square. Fair play, I sort of like it. You've got to have, because Britt can't wrestle, but you want to keep her on TV. Do these not corny segments, but
yeah, it was all right. It was quite similar to last week, but yeah, it's just the story of Dynamite at the minute. It's all just fine.
It's just it's good.
Yeah.
We have Matt Hardy versus Santana. Basically all set up. So a reverse and roll up. Hardy hits Santana with the pin. After that, this Santana and Ortiz started attacking Hardy, and the Private Party came down to make the save. Again, sets up the match for Fyter Fest. Private Party with Matt Hardy versus Santana and Ortiz. And then the main event was Le Champion Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy facing off. It was good because it's Orange Cassidy doesn't talk, like, does it? So it's just Jericho just talking and just chatting shit about Cassidy, and it is prime Jericho.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I wasn't a fan of the brawl because we kind of had that last week.
Yeah, but I liked the promo before.
Yeah, the promo was fine. I don't want them to overexpose Orange Cassidy because he's having matches quite often now. I'm not getting tired of it. That's the wrong thing to say, but I kind of feel it's just what's going to happen with a promo segment. He's just not going to say anything, hands in pockets, and then probably go wild.
I like that one thing. I like what ticked him off wasn't what Jericho was saying. It was when he took the sunglasses. That was like, okay, I've had enough now. It fits his gimmick.
It does, but like just in the build up to in the first 5 months of AWTV, I think Orange Cassidy was on TV probably like once every 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Yeah,
it made him feel really special.
Well, I think it's when someone gets popular, you're going to want more of them on your TV.
I guess, but I don't know. It's just because I've probably been bitten by WWE so many times through just shoving someone on TV every week.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's nowhere near that though. I still like Orange Cassidy, and the match will probably be good, but I don't want him to become like. I say I don't want him to become just another wrestler. I'm chatting nonsense because he's still the biggest draw in the company, so obviously people are getting tired of him. So
Yeah.
whatever works, I guess.
Again, we've talked about this. It's a meh episode of Dynamite. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It's just a filler. Filler show. But obviously next week it's the start of Fyter Fest. I mean, we'll talk about the week after card next week, but we've got the tag team match for the World Tag Team Championships, Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Best Friends. We've got Cody versus Hager. We've got Akira Shida versus Penelope Ford. We've got the Jurassic Express versus MJF and Wardlow. And we've got Private Party versus Santana on Ortiz. Looking like a very good card. That, like, a sleeper card, I'd say. Not sleeper, but...
Yeah, it's not a pay-per-view because it's just two special Dynamites.
Yeah.
But will it outdraw the Great American Bash?
Maybe.
I think it probably will.
I don't know. I'm liking the look of NXT so far. But yeah, speaking of NXT, we will move on to that. Obviously, sure. Cameron Grimes defeated Damian Priest. Damian Priest is always a strange one in NXT because he, as strong as he is, he eats a lot of losses, a lot of them.
Right.
So, like, he's a strange character because when you see him, you think, "Oh wow, that's Damian Priest. He's actually a really good wrestler," and then he'll just eat a loss. And it's sort of what's the word? I can't think of the word.
Yeah, he still feels strong, but he's not lost. He does feel like he's lost a little bit of credibility. Which is
he still looks big and strong, which is what you want. Yeah,
he's sort of in the Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
He's just strong, relative guys, book strong, but doesn't really get wins. But then I feel like if he went up to main roster, would he get wins? Nah, probably not. I've lost all faith in NXT call-ups now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but again, he's a big boy. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Even Matt Riddle, I'm not really bothered about, which is just sad.
That's real. Jake Atlas versus Santos Escobar. Atlas looked like he was getting the upper hand. Escobar, sort of thingy, gets the better hand, gets the win. Probably correct result for sure. Maverick comes out and Escobar just decimates him, stuff like that. Good is what you want. Well, sorry. What I meant was last week that happened. The reason this match happened because Atlas was trying to defend Maverick. There we go. Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. It's just teaming up the Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez partnership. We've got used to now, showing why they are such a threat. It is against two people who really are not the most decisive tag team. I think Kaden Carter was a jobber on Raw for quite a couple of weeks. But
well, she won, wasn't she?
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah. And then Gonzalez and Kai look strong. What you want? We had another big boy battle. It was Bronson Karrion Kross versus Bronson Reed. Karrion Kross picks up the win. Great result. Poor Bronson Reed because I think he could be bigger because of his size. But when it's Karrion Kross, you sometimes just have to eat your losses.
I'm surprised they've given Bronson Reed, considering how big he is, and like he's got a good look, and they've named him like NXT's resident thick boy. Like that's funny. That's funny, but I don't know. I feel like that should be on someone else.
I don't mind it because I don't mind it. Then we had Aaliyah versus Rhea Ripley, sort of setting up the Robert Stone brand. Aaliyah with Robert Stone. Now it leads up to the match at Great American Bash where Robert Stone is giving Rhea Ripley a chance to join again. We'll see what happens. It's a repeat match, but it does, at least it sets up something than nothing. Then we had another Undisputed Era segment. So Roddy Strong returned this week to overcome his personal demons. Strong rejected Bobby Fish as they made their way to ring. He was apprehensive to make contact after the bell and kept trying to tell Fish he wasn't ready. Loomis stood completely still for around 2 minutes while the master debated back and forth an internal battle. Loomis grew tired and began following Roddy around the ring. As Roddy was just doing laps around the ring, Loomis just stalking him. He ran away. Ref obviously counted him out. Loomis, to end the segment, Loomis attacked Bobby Fish because Strong ran away. It's great. This is one of my favourite things currently on wrestling TV because it's Roddy Strong being his goofy self, but he's working into the gimmick of he's shit scared of Dexter Loomis it's continuity in terms of Loomis locked him in the boot of a car. Now Roderick is scared of going against him in case he does it again. Sometimes things get missed in wrestling of just, he did that to you and you're not the slightest bit worried. And also Strong sells it perfectly, and so does Loomis. Loomis is just stone face, a killer. It's great.
Well, that's all right then. I'm glad to hear they're doing something with Dexter Loomis. Well, not doing something with him, but he is one of the most interesting things in the company because I know, I sort of half watch NXT and then Dexter Loomis comes on and I'm fully engaged with whatever's happening.
That's the thing.
Long may it continue.
Yeah. And then we did have the main event, which was Keith Lee versus Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. So this was for the North American title belt and also a chance to go against Adam Cole. So Keith Lee picks up the win, hitting Balor with the finisher. So it means Keith Lee versus Adam Cole for the North American belt and for the WWE belt. So we're at least either going to get a new champion or we're going to get a double champ again. I can see it leading to a new champion rather than a double champ in Adam Cole. I feel like Keith Lee's going to win.
So don't most people think Keith Lee's going to set both belts?
Yeah, I'd be happy if Adam Cole's double champ because it'll be fun again. But I don't know. I'm just getting an urge that Lee's going to do it. Which, you know what? I think before I would have been pissed off. I sort of quite like it.
I really don't like double champs in any company. I just really don't like the concept of it.
Do you? I like double champs.
I just think because then you get yourself in a sticky situation in terms of how would you get one belt off them and then keep the other. And I don't know. It's I really hope Sasha Banks doesn't beat Asuka, but I feel like she will. Because then you'll have Sasha and Bayley both with 2 belts.
Yeah.
And it's too much. There's 3 belts all on one act.
I know.
Raw Women, SmackDown, Tag, they've got everything. I
think it'll work in Keith Lee's favour and in NXT just because you're at a point now where you can have them multiple times. So Keith Lee could open up and he could be interrupted by someone who wants the North American belt, who wants a title opportunity. And he goes, you haven't got enough wins for the main belt, but if you can have a chance at the North American, it can sort of be used as leverage for people lower on the card. So they can come out being all thinking, we want a main title shot. It's like, you can't have that because you don't deserve it, but you can have a North American. I think with Sasha and Bayley, it won't work as well, just because it is your main women's belt on the brands.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a big belt, it can work.
If anyone can pull off all the belts, it'll be Keith Lee.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you watched Stone Cold Sessions with Mark Henry?
Nope, not yet.
They talk about Keith Lee quite a bit there in terms of
that's good then.
How he's got a long way to go, but they think he's gonna be the next big guy. And Mark Henry's fully on board with him, which is cool. It's a good watch.
But again, another half decent episode of NXT. I'm looking forward to next week, the Keith Lee Adam Cole match, because it's going to be not this next week, tomorrow, just to see who wins, because it's going to be an interesting one. yeah, a good episode of NXT. We're
But
going to,
Undertaker live review.
So SmackDown opens up, and it's a lovely long promo about the Undertaker. Great, he's announced. Well, he hasn't fully announced his retirement, but he has basically. Real lovely promo, and then the commentators go, "Oh, and tonight we'll be watching the Undertaker versus AJ Styles match," and I'm like, "Oh no, are we going back to this now?"
That's
Where
it. Bury your intercontinental champion live on SmackDown. Good start, guys.
like, so they went on to show the entirety of the Boneyard match, and I just think, I don't know how to explain it. I just think when you've gone from doing these replays to then not having them and having some wrestling on the show to go straight back to it, especially show such a new recent match and the entirety of the match, like that was a 45-minute show match. I know it's a good way to fill out your show when you probably don't have as many wrestlers, but I don't know.
It's one of the greatest matches ever, but there's no need to have it on SmackDown.
No, I think it did just. I think the show got. It felt more like an Undertaker tribute show rather than a SmackDown.
Well, that's what it was advertised as.
I know. Yeah.
The entire show was centered around beating up Baron Corbin because he called the Undertaker like old or something.
Overrated and stuff, yeah.
Oh,
Matches we did get on the show though, we did get Nikki Cross defeating Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, and Alexa Bliss for a chance at Bailey's belt. Or was it not for a title opportunity?
It were a number one contenders match, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Well, it doesn't say it here.
No, that's why I was worried. Yes, yeah, so women's championship opportunity was on the line. So yeah,
right.
Nikki Cross is the new number one contender. Correct decision because it teases. Well, is Alexa going to get jealous? Good, right choice. The New Day and Lucha House Party defeated Miz Morrison, Nakamura, and Cesaro.
Lucha House Party are so cool. Like
they could
have so much more character. We have not. I'm so sure we have not seen half of what Grand Metalik can do.
No,
he looks.
It's good that he on the show.
He's so slick, right? Yeah.
At least he was on the show. I mean, it's something that you sort of.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Kalisto will come back soon.
I'm guessing he's still injured, isn't he?
Yeah, I think shoulder injury. I think he's had it since December, so it's been a while.
And then we had sort of the main event. So it was Jeff Hardy defeating King Corbin. And then, so basically, as opening SmackDown, Corbin came out and basically dissed The Undertaker, typical Corbin fashion. That led to Hardy having the match with him. At the end, Hardy gets. What I didn't understand was a bunch of SmackDown superstars around the ring to honor the legacy of the dead man and cheer on Jeff Hardy. That's just unfair. It's just a lumberjack match, isn't it? But not a lumberjack match. A lumberjack match.
Yeah. Why it was never explained why it was Jeff Hardy.
Because
does he just not like it when people say mean things about the Undertaker?
No, he doesn't. Well, Jeff Hardy's probably the oldest on the roster in terms of roster time with Undertaker.
I guess.
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else who's older.
They had that match, didn't they, on Raw many years ago? And people were like, "Oh my, this is such good storytelling," and it's like it's not storytelling. They probably didn't even know. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to
it might have been good storytelling. They may know. We don't know.
No,
but anyway, Hardy got the win, and then after Big E, Kofi, Braun, and Riddle, all basically, it was like the end of a show. All of them hit the finishers on him.
Yeah, Riddle floating, bro. He already feels unimportant and just another.
I think that's one thing I didn't like. He shouldn't have been there because, like you said, he just feels like another guy to hit a finisher.
Yeah,
I'm hoping the one way out because I think Fox will realize how big of a star he is. Maybe it was the perfect week just after everything that's gone on. Maybe just keep him on the show, but don't have him a prominent segment. Just let him hit his finisher and be done with it.
I also think I'm a little bit put off by like the allegations made, and I know that shouldn't be the case because he seems quite confident and he's just carrying on Twitter like normal.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he's already had all this stuff against him, so he sort of knows.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how as soon as someone goes up to main roster, they just lose any shine.
And sad in it. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
go straight into Raw now because it happens again. In a segment I really didn't like, but we'll go into Raw. The show happened. The show opened up. 2 seconds. Sorry, I've got an issue. 2 seconds. So the show opened up with the contract signing, the double contract signing. So you had Sasha, Bailey, and Ziggler, and then McIntyre and Asuka. Yeah, again, it's this thing that happens normally in contract signing segments. Bit of words, and one person gets annoyed and attacks the others. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not on the highlight. I want watching. Joint contract signing. Yeah, it was quite. It was just it was a contract signing.
Yeah.
A few words back and forth, and then
Asuka attacks.
Yelling in Japanese whilst Vince McMahon howls backstage.
And one thing I did like was Asuka attacks Sasha, and Drew and Dolph don't get involved, and then you see Dolph's leg come in, Drew push, and then Ziggler just scamper away. I liked it. It wasn't like it was a sneak attack. I'm trying to take positives out of it.
Yeah, I guess that's the best thing to do. Yeah, I'm not. I say it's bad to say I'm not bothered. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. There is intrigue, whereas Drew versus Ziggler's far more straightforward. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew Ziggler's a lot easier. They've got the history. Asuka, Bailey, Asuka, Sasha. So after just they've got 2 weeks until Backlash.
Yes.
No Backlash, Extreme Rules.
The horror show.
Extreme Rules. Let's have a look. 19th of July. So 2 weeks.
Why? What? Do you think it's called the horror show? So, we completely missed out Braun Strowman.
We did.
Story time with Strowman. Because I was just going to say, why do you think they called it the horror show? Do you think it's because of the Wyatt Swamp match? And then I realised we just forgot it.
Go on, Jolly, you talk about the Wyatt Swamp match. Go on.
Right, so Braun Strowman comes out and tells a story, and he's like, we were at the swamp when I was in the Wyatt family, and then a snake came out the water, and it bit Bray Wyatt so hard, and Bray Wyatt just laughed it off. And then that's when I realised this man is the devil. And now I want to take it back to the swamp. So Bray Wyatt, we're gonna have a Wyatt Swamp match.
And what is a Wyatt Swamp match? We don't know.
No, but it's enough to change the entire name of a pay-per-view. So we'll see.
Well, they've done it before, haven't they? So
the horror show. It's a weird name. Like the Wyatt Swamp doesn't make me think horror show. I don't know. Yeah, I've got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing it'll be cinematic at least, and we know Bray cinematics are good.
I don't think there's any other option.
No. But we know Bray cinematics are good, so that's a bonus. Then we had Andrade and Angel Garza defeating the Viking Raiders.
Yes, Big Show calls out Randy Orton as well, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't know which segment were first.
Big Show.
It's a Big Show.
Calls out Randy and then Garza and Andrade come down.
Yeah. Viking Raiders tried to make the save.
Big Show looked like I wouldn't say he looked like he couldn't be asked. I know he was like pissed off that like Randy Orton wasn't there. But he just kind of no-sold Garza and Andrade, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come on to the match happened later on, and it was a decision I was not happy with. I know it's Big Show and all, but you've got to sort of the two of your brightest stars. I think it happened later on in the show. It did, yeah. R-Truth defeated Akira Tozawa. So despite the presence of Akira Tozawa's ninjas, R-Truth pinned Tozawa after faking a knee injury. Basically, and then the ninjas chased R-Truth. I like that.
Where's Giant Ninja?
Giant Ninja. Well, I'm guessing they probably realised, oh crap, he's actually quite big and he could be used decently. Let's just get rid of him quickly.
If there's no Giant Ninja, I don't care.
I like it because I like it's
Um,
something a bit different.
if there is Giant Ninja, I'm fully invested because he's just huge.
He's massive. He's massive.
But
He could
yeah,
be used well.
this was what a waste of time.
Yeah. No, because it's a 24/7 championship. Like, it is entertaining. Like, it's what it needs. It's what it needs to be.
I was
Just a bit of
thinking,
light-hearted relief.
it's so Vince and Pritchard. I've just remembered that on Stone Cold Sessions with Mark Henry, Mark Henry was asked who put forward the idea of Mae Young giving birth to a hand,
Business man.
and it was Vince and Pritchard, and I just
Of course it is.
thought, of course it was.
It's
There's
classic
never going
Vince.
to be
And
anything
classic
else.
Richard, actually.
Unbelievable.
Seth Rollins asks Rey Mysterio for forgiveness, so he comes out and he cuts another great Seth promo. Mysterio appears on the thing, and basically Ray just tries shit. Dominic tries shit, and Seth just goes, "Ray, you will regret this." Ends promo.
I think
If I'm correct.
I would say just back to the previous bit. I'm just looking on the list of WWE personnel, and they've taken Giant Ninja off the Raw roster. So
Yeah.
I guess that's the end of him.
Yeah, it's probably just to sort of.
It was fun whilst he lasted. Right. What were we? Rollins and Murphy versus Black and Carrillo. I feel like we've watched this match 3 weeks in a row. We probably haven't, but I feel
No, we have, but it feels the segment feels very similar. If I'm correct thinking, Humberto was wearing Ray's mask, or did Seth put Ray's mask on him?
Seth put it on him.
All right, I thought so. I knew, and then stomped him into steel steps.
Why is Aleister Black always the third or fourth wheel?
Because you know what, he's a good hand. In terms, if you
don't
don't have a feud
say
for him,
that.
no, but if you don't have a feud for him and you want him on TV, why not just put him as this extra guy? Because it means he's still people are seeing him wrestle on TV.
I guess
It's a
it's
shame
better.
that it's in this way, but he's still on TV at least.
It's better to have him on TV than not at all, and it's sure better than what Ricochet is doing. But yeah,
Well,
he's
have you seen
amazing.
the announcement by WWE? Ricochet 365 documentaries coming.
Looking back at his incredible year.
Yeah, you know what? It'll be very interesting to see if they genuinely go proper honesty and just be like, "This is like, look at how crap his year went."
Oh no, they said look at his incredible year. They think he's had a class year.
It'll be interesting to see though, because I think if I'm right, he did have a good start of the year. Is when he won, like in terms of 365 and stuff.
In his first year on the main roster, they'll say in their propaganda documentaries, they'll say he wrestled at WrestleMania in front of 80,000 people. He won the United States Championship, and he challenged Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. And they'll say it doesn't matter what the result was. I was just happy to be competing.
I don't think this will be propaganda because
they'll put it off at February.
Because it's 365. The 365 documentaries are very good, and they do go into more depth. Like I remember with Kevin Owens when he was off, he was very candid. He was very honest about like the stuff, and I think this could be it because it was filmed. We will see him go from the biggest moment of his career, like his WWE main roster career, to probably the worst.
I'd say yes, but that ain't the way they're gonna. They've said we're looking back at his incredible year.
I think that was just typical promotion, though.
They can't be like, well, now I'm at the lowest point in my career, because then it's like he's teaming with Cedric Alexander. That just makes Cedric Alexander look just shocking.
And
anyway, I'm so like they're going to big it up. I'm telling you.
I think if this was just a typical WWE documentary, I'd agree with you. But because it's 365 and it is such a project, I think they will be able to worm their way in saying like, look at how crap his year's gone. Obviously, the ending will be, well, we're going to rebuild and we'll come back strong because that's what all of them end like. But I do think we will get a deeper look into sort of his descent on the roster. Because
Yeah,
whose documentary was it? I think it was Alexis when she got injured. They were very honest about it, and I think we'll see the same when he loses against Brock. We'll
yeah.
see the backstage of him.
I think they'll play on it a little bit. I think they'll be like talking about how I did get beat by Brock Lesnar, and I've not quite found my form since, but I'm working hard. I'm trying to get back to where I was. We'll see. The 365s are really good though.
I suppose we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Peyton Royce defeated Ruby Riott. Poor Ruby Riott,
Yeah.
she's 0-11 on TV.
That's a bit of a show.
But I like Peyton Royce's finisher.
Yes, it was what a finish.
It's great. And you know what?
Wow.
It boosts up the Iconic. I'm guessing we'll see Billy Kay wrestle next week.
The Iconics were on Raw Talk, and I'm going to talk about Raw Talk at the end because it was better than anything on Raw.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But I'll talk at the end because I want to talk about it for quite a bit.
The Big Show defeated Andrade and Angel Garza in a 1 and 2 handicap match. Hate it.
Yeah.
As good as Big Show is in terms of his career,
it's been given an F.
Choose someone else. Andrade and Angel Garza are two of your biggest, brightest stars.
No, I completely agree.
It's just that I don't even care about the 2-on-1 handicap thing. Like, it's fine, have a handicap match, just not these two.
Yeah, anyone else?
Because they're your boys, and you've just sort of let them down. Yeah.
Like Shane Thorne's still around, but Brendan Vink's not been seen now for probably about 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like even when Shane Thorne's on main event, Vink isn't with him.
There'll be a
I don't know where he.
He might just go back to NXT, probably.
Oh, I hope not.
After this, we had MVP defeating Apollo Crews. So after Crews was like, I don't need you as my manager, MVP was like, well, I'll wrestle you instead. He picks up the win because of an assist from Bob Lashley. The Almighty leapt to the ring after the bell, attacked Apollo Crews, put him in the full Nelson, but Ricochet Cedric came to his help.
Right. The first bit of this, complete F. Awful.
Really?
MVP just got a clean win over Apollo Crews. What? What?
Yeah, but
he's your champion. MVP's a manager who's half retired. What?
True.
No, I cannot believe.
Yeah, I can understand now. Yeah.
Lashley versus Ricochet. We could sit here and moan all day long about how Ricochet is in this position. But it's not about Ricochet at this point. It's about making Lashley look strong and Lashley look like a killer. So
yeah, and
it was sad, but that was fine. But Crews versus MVP.
Okay.
No.
But what it can do is can lead to sort of Apollo Crews getting more character in terms of MVP can taunt him. So I beat you. I beat you quite convincingly, actually, Apollo. And Apollo sort of getting that fire in his stomach.
I guess, but I don't know. MVP just doesn't do anything for MVP because he's not. I don't even consider him a wrestler at this point.
Yeah.
And Apollo's just come off the back of a couple of wins against Andrade. He's looking strong. This just stopped him in his tracks. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
But we'll go on to the main event of Raw. Sasha Banks and Dolph Ziggler defeating Asuka and Drew McIntyre. So Sasha Banks picking up the roll-up win on Asuka. I don't know how to explain the match in terms of, again, it was your typical main event mixed tag team match.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's just hyping up to Extreme Rules, isn't it?
Yeah, Sasha Banks got the tap out win, and then Ziggler couldn't believe that they'd won. It's building. Right. But at the moment, obviously, the main problem with Extreme Rules, the horror show, these are just singles matches, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no tag teams.
It's not. Yeah, but it's not Extreme Rules.
Oh yeah.
There's no stipulations. They're just singles matches.
We've got 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks, Simon.
Like, I mean, I hate gimmick pay-per-views, but if you're gonna have a gimmick pay-per-view, try and maybe have
Go
the
balls to the
title
wall.
of the show
Yeah,
as part of a match.
I think we will get. I think we will get one.
Otherwise, they might as well just call it like Payback to the horror show or something.
I know what you mean. We've got 2 weeks, though.
Yeah.
We have got 2 weeks. I mean, that was Raw again. It's another fill. This week was definitely filler.
Where was Lana talking about the divorce? Her and Natalia. That one's just dead in the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Now for the main event, Raw talk.
Go on.
It's just really funny. Like it's like talking smack, or at least this week's was anyway.
I about to say
it got better as it went on. It started with Sasha and Bayley, who I just find annoying. Then we had
that's what they want.
I guess. Then it was the Viking Raiders, and that it was quite funny because you've got sort of like Charlie Caruso asking like Ivar, how does he get like so many ladies? We've got Ivar calling Samoa Joe, Samoan Joseph. And then the final half of the show is just the Iconics.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
And it's just like the chemistry with Samoa Joe. It's amazing what Charlie Caruso can do when she's allowed to show a little bit of personality.
She's got a lot of the backstage people, like, we know Renee Young's great. Charlie Caruso, like you said on Raw Talk. Kayla Braxton on the bump.
And yeah, Kayla Braxton on the bump's really good.
Mm-hmm. It's the backstage interviewers on WWE never been given a chance. Look at Tom Phillips. Tom Phillips never given a chance. And then when it was for me, it was the Hall of Fame when he got the chance to just go around and interview and be himself. And that's genuinely, I think, what led into doing the commentary for the shows, because it showed how naturally was just talking to these wrestlers about it. That it's at least to Byron as well as another guy backstage who's managed to get his personality to higher levels. And yeah, like you said, these three women are all good. They just need a chance to shine.
Obviously, the Iconics they're just the best. And like they were on about, I think Ivar was on about how like if he's more handsome than he's the most handsome man in WWE, more handsome than Angel Garza. And Charlie Caruso takes offense to that. She's been like, "What's what you say about Angel Garza?" It's worth a watch. They could bring back the Talking Smack days.
Is it on the network?
It's on the network. It's only like 20 minutes, but I just thought it was really enjoyable. It's just nice. It's just people showing personality, and it just adds so much. And it's what makes AEW such a good show. The fact that people do have personality.
I mean, when you talk about Talking Smack produced one of the best promos of the last decade. I don't care what anyone tells me. That Miz promo on Brian was the best in a very long time.
Yeah, but like apart from that, it was mostly just people having fun.
Yeah,
and it's not difficult. It's not easy to tell people to just be themselves.
And once you do,
and so Samoa Joe, aka Taz 2.0, really just fits in.
He's so good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Genuinely, I'd be happy if I'd be happy, but I could see him never wrestling in WWE again, and just being as much as I want him to wrestle. I don't think I'd be like, and Samoa Joe never wrestled again. I'd be happy if he stayed on commentary because he's good at it.
Yeah,
he's natural.
It's interesting to see when he announced his retirement, however, he just sort of lets it fade away.
We'll wait and see. I mean, would you want to talk about your other shows?
Yeah, because 205 Live was the best thing on TV this week.
Okay.
There was one match on the show. They gave the entire show just to one match.
The hour show.
Swerve defeated Tony Nese in 20 minutes.
Oh.
And they just had a really good 20-minute match.
Oh,
no shenanigans, no messing around, just a really good match.
Good one-on-one.
And that was it. That was 205 Live. And I really enjoyed it.
I suppose there's no point trying to pad it. Just have a good match. and maybe see
Yeah,
if people will tune in for the match.
that's all 205 Live needs to be. There doesn't need to be any just fooling around. It's just meant to be. It was originally the most entertaining hour of television, and now it's 25 minutes. Just make it the most entertaining 25 minutes. Just fast-paced action. That's all it needs to be.
Why not?
And main event was pretty dead. Liv Morgan defeated Natalia.
Oh, that's good. At least let's get some win back.
And Shelton Benjamin defeated Shane Thorne without Brendan Vink. It was quite nondescript.
I mean, yeah.
They have to be. It's probably the two things that you wouldn't watch normally.
Yeah.
205 Live and Raw.
I mean, before we go into the quiz of the ending, the main event, it's just I forgot completely. Tessa Blanchard was fired from TNA, and is looking very likely that she's going to be signing with WWE.
Yes.
Very, very likely. I'm just thinking. Blanchard did not appear on Impact during the coronavirus pandemic. She's currently living in Mexico with her fiancé, Daga. The promotion asked her to send in promo videos for Slammiversary, but she refused, and she has no plans to wrestle during the pandemic, which is fair.
You ever seen Daga wrestle?
Yeah, he's good.
He's sick.
It's really good. But it's looking very more likely that she's going to be signing with them.
Yes, they've had to change the main event of Slammiversary now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because Elgin's gone as well, so it's a fatal four-way. Because I watch Impact every week. It's a fatal four-way now, and the final guys to be announced. And I don't know whether they've got like a number one contender match, but maybe it'll be like. I think it'll be Charlotte. I think it'll be EC3, and they'll just debut him on the day.
Oh, definitely.
Because they've literally played his music. And Josh Matthews has gone. That's the music of EC3, and it was used to like distract Moose.
Yeah, if it is an EC3, I'd be very surprised. But this again, look where EC3 shined. Look how he got back to WWE because of his run in Impact.
Yeah, Impact's class. I really enjoy.
Impact is great. They've really come leaps and bounds, haven't they? They had a very downhill part, but they're coming back up. They're sort of not invested in youth, but
I really like Ace Austin. Ace Austin's my guy.
Is he the really cocky one?
Yeah, purple hair, carries around the playing card.
I thought so. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
can he be one of the youngest champions as well? He's got.
He's like 23 or something. Yeah, 23. He's going to be a mega star.
But we'll go on to the main event, which is this week, Simon. I want you to name me the WWE champions going from now backwards.
Oh God, who's got it at the moment? Drew.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan.
Yep. So let's say this is the furthest you've ever got.
AJ Styles.
Yep.
Haha, now we're struggling. Jinder.
Yep, Jinder.
Randy Orton.
Yep.
Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
John Cena.
Yep.
Oh,
Can you get it? You got John Cena correct.
Who did Cena win it off?
Who did Cena win it off? That's the question.
Oh man, hang on. Where are we? I'm about early 2017, late.
You are. I can give you the day that Cena won it. He won it at the Royal Rumble, January the 29th.
Oh, if he won it at Rumble, he beat Styles.
He did beat Styles.
And then Styles won it in 2016 from Dean Ambrose.
Yep.
Go on, come on.
By the way, you've got past the SmackDown era now. So you're on unbranded.
I'm on unbranded. I've conquered the brand split.
You've conquered the brand split.
Money in the Bank. So Ambrose beat it. Ambrose won it off It's either Seth or Roman because it's the night they all won it in the same night.
It is. Yeah. It's the night they were all
I
champions.
think Ambrose beat Seth,
Ambrose did beat Seth.
and then Seth beat Roman,
He did beat Roman.
and then Roman beat Triple H at WrestleMania,
Yep.
and then Triple H won the vacant title at the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
But who vacated it in the first place?
Who did vacate it?
Oh, 2015. We'll go back to 2015. This is my
We are back in.
Seth
We
Rollins
are.
blew out his knee.
Incorrect.
Oh no! It weren't.
I'm gonna get you. Get 2 more guesses.
Who vacated it?
Think about 2015, like late 2015, early 2016. Who was winning the belt a lot?
Was it Roman?
It was Roman. Yeah, he won on December the 14th on Raw.
Oh, and did Roman win it off of Sheamus
Yep.
at Survivor Series?
Yeah, when Sheamus cashed in.
Sheamus won it from Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Roman Reigns won it from Randy Orton.
Nope. I'll give you a clue. It's not a wrestler.
What? What do you mean? They're not currently a wrestler.
They were never a wrestler. It's not a person. You've already mentioned it. It was vacated. I'm going to give you this one because it's not. It was vacated. He won it in a tournament.
Did he? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who vacated the belt?
Oh, God. Daniel Bryan.
No.
Oh.
You've already mentioned him.
Oh, Randy Orton.
You've already mentioned him vacating the belt where he tore his ACL.
Oh, Seth.
Yeah.
Not that far back.
Yeah, you're in 2015. Go on, I'll give you this final run. No more hints or wrong answers.
Seth won it from. He didn't win it from Cena at SummerSlam, did he?
No.
Did he win it from Roman Reigns?
No, I'll give you a clue. It's SummerSlam. You got one final guess.
Seth won the belt at SummerSlam.
No, sorry, the person he won it at WrestleMania.
Seth won it at Mania.
Yeah.
Oh,
2015. What did you say?
Wait, Seth. Money in the Bank cash-in. He pinned.
Yeah.
He got the pin on, or it was either. It doesn't matter who he pinned because it was a triple threat. He won it off of Brock.
Yeah, he won it off Brock.
Brock won it from.
You're in 2014 now, by the way.
Brock won it from Cena.
Yep. He won it on.
Cena,
he won it at SummerSlam.
Cena won it from Randy Orton at TLC.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm going to give you this one. Cena won it from Vacated. He won an 8-way ladder match.
Did he?
So who vacated
I
the belt? Who vacated the belt?
I don't remember anything.
You know who vacated the belt. You've already said it. No. Randy Orton never vacated the belt.
Roman Reigns.
No. Come on. He had a WrestleMania moment. It was Daniel Bryan.
Was it? Oh,
yeah,
was that?
Yeah. Bryan won it at WrestleMania.
Bloody hell. Yeah. And then Bryan beat Randy Orton.
Yep.
And Orton then I don't know who beat Randy Orton.
Orton won it off Vacate.
And then we're going into 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was vacated a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the space of a year, it was vacated. In the space of 2 years, it was vacated 3 times. I was so hoping in fairness, you were not far off. You got to Bryan winning Night of Champions, and you had Orton, Bryan, Cena, Rock, Punk, Del Rio, Cena, Del Rio, Punk, Cena, Mysterio vacated Punk. Like, if you could have, fair play if you got to Money in the Bank 2011. Because
I'm surprised I managed to go back into pre-brand split because I can't really remember much pre-brand split. Like that's when my sort of most recent wrestling history. Like I'm quite good from the middle of 2016 onwards, but anything before, I've got no idea. It all just merges into one.
I'm just gonna quickly check before I do the ending because obviously we'll have what's it called because I just want to see if there go Reigns. Okay, right, yeah, we'll do that next week because it's a short one.
What Universal?
Yeah,
That's easy.
Easy. All right.
Yeah.
Just get the vacated right though.
Yeah, I'm sure. I reckon I could do that as well.
All right. Okay. Right. Well,
It
tune
was
in
only
next.
introduced in 2016, wasn't it? So.
Well, if you tune in next week, you'll be able to see if he does do it. But
what an insight.
This has been the Wrestling Corner episode 21. Shorter episode, but we talked about quite a bit. If you haven't heard of us though, we have the Sports Corner. It's not just wrestling we do. Obviously, on Monday we do the Wrestling Corner at 11:30 usually. On Wednesdays we have the Top Corner podcast at 3 p.m. where we talk all things football with all football coming back. We've got everything going on. And then any day it's very mixed and match because one of the hosts is working. So it's normally either Thursday, Friday, maybe Mondays, depends. We've got the NFL Corner where Kieran and Will talking all things NFL. We're eventually going to be getting back to that, so they'll have consistent content. I think we're going to be doing some tier lists there. Tonight, if I'm correct in saying, I'm just going to check. Yeah, tonight, Josh is doing a watch along for football. So it's I'm just going to load it up here so I'm not wrong. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid watch along. That goes live at 10 to 9. So before that, if you go on twitch.tv/the top corner, you Josh is currently still doing the virtual Euro tournament. We will have a final round of 16 games. As it stands, some big shots. So Netherlands are through. Poland beat England, my team, not very happy. So we did get knocked out. Who were the other big results? Austria beat Germany on penalties. Israel knocked out Spain. We've got Romania playing tonight, so big opportunity for Romania. What else have we got? There's so much content. On Sunday, all being well, I will be back on the channel with an F1 watch along because football, we can't do our football really watch alongs anymore because all the times are different. We try and different ones, maybe solo streams. So on Sunday, I'll be doing a lovely 3-hour reaction of how long the race is going to end up being to the F1 Grand Prix number 1. So the Austrian Grand Prix of the season, obviously. It's took a while, but we got F1 back, and that will be on Sunday. If you need any updates for any content, if there's any updates on the channel, if you go to @the top corner on Twitter, give that a follow. All the updates will be on there. Now, is that everything? I think it is. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining me, Sam.
Yeah, it was shorter episode, but
sweet.
Everything. Yeah.
Next week we will have the Fyter Fest and the Great American Bash week 1 or day 1 previews. Could be some very fun wrestling there, some sleeper matches, some maybe not matches that been overhyped. We'll wait and see. But tune in tonight at 10 to 9 for Josh's watch along. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Simon, and goodbye. Peace.